Well, hello, folks. This is Cal Rootpeg with Cal Rootpeg and wife, known as the Lost RVers. I'm going to do another, I think this is number 6, TV side chat explaining these videos. Now, I know no one's really doing it, and I know as soon as someone sees us in the RV YouTube world, they're going to start doing the same thing because, for one, it's fun, and for two, it helps me kind of keep my mind right and what we're trying to do with this RV, and just kind of explains what we're doing. So I'm going to go to trip number 8. This is a trip we we had a Highlander, Toyota Highlander, as a tow vehicle, 2017, and we did 7 trips in it. We went up and down the Sierras, across 3 mountain ranges. We drove the heck out of it, 7,000 miles about. But it kept on revving high, and it was hitting 4,000 on these hills up here. So we traded it in and bought a 2017 F-150 4x4 off-road pickup truck with 23,000 miles on it. And so we took it out. First trip was to Collins Lake, and you're a nervous Nelly when you switch tow vehicles, and it was exciting. It was only about a 40-mile trip, but we went to the local lake. Well, not the local lake, but the lake, and just set up camp and just see how it tows. Now, it tows marvelous. It tows great. Let's put it that way. And it has a lot more power. I have to admit that when I hook up the trailer on the Toyota, it does not, you can't feel it as much with the Toyota as compared to the truck, but the truck has enough power to pull it and take anywhere you want to go, regardless of what you feel or not. So I don't know, if you're out in the middle of the plains and you have a little SUV and you want to get a small trailer, I would say go for it. It's fine. But when you start climbing up the Sierras from sea level to 8,000 feet and back over and along it, and it's kind of rough on a 6-cylinder little SUV. So that's my warning to anybody who wants to do that. So that was Collins Lake in our new F-150 pick-me-up truck. And we were going to go, the next trip, we didn't know where we were going to go. And all of a sudden, my wife goes, "Hey, let's go to Seattle for Mother's Day." I said, "Okay, fine, let's do it." So we took off on this 1,850-mile round-trip RV tow with an we knew nothing about the truck. We don't have a adjustment bar or a weight distribution system. We don't have a stabilizer. We just put it on that ball and take off. And it did fine. We went 1,850 miles. And what I did is my phone was blowing up. I just don't have enough capacity and memory. I don't know how really to use the computer. Everything I do is on this phone. And so what I decided is that I could only do about 12, 15 minutes splicing and downloading for whatever reason. So I broke the trip into 33 parts. Yes, it's long, but I like the kind of films I'm doing because I like to see road video. I'm not really into slick editing. Some people are. They got 150,000 followers, and I guess that's what you have to do on YouTube to get that high. But I look for videos where it's just people filming and talking and showing you what you want to show. I'm trying to show the trip, the roads, some of the RV stops that we make, and try to narrate as I go, splice out some of the bad stuff and put them together and throw them up there as a video. And you aren't going to get thousands and thousands of views unless you guys want to subscribe. Please subscribe. I guess that's what you have to do, beg for subscriptions. But if you're an RVer, chances are you're more like us, just weekend warriors trying to engage the life of RVing. And when you see stuff on YouTube, you look at these people and they got these huge. Oh, this is all seasons. We blew a propane regulator the second we were taking off. had to take a 3-hour detour to go get it fixed at All Seasons in Yuba City. But anyway, if you're an RVer, chances are you're doing shorter trips than these people doing these huge productions, going back and forth across the country, or full-timers. Now, to be a full-timer, you got to have some guts and some wherewithal to live that life, because we tried it for 8 days, and 2 of those 8 days we stayed in a hotel after getting lost and stuck on a ferry. So that's what these 33, I'm sorry, but if you go to my playlist and look for it, it'll say Get Popcorn, Start Here. I'm not sure how long it is, an hour and 45 minutes, you put them all together, something like that. But hey, if you're going to head out to California, or you're in California and you're going to go up to Pike's Place and see the Flying Fish and the Gum Wall and Starbucks and Amazon and the Space Needle and the Ferris wheel and the fish market and all the straight music. When we started to think about it, we only had about a week to think about it. I perused YouTube looking for any real footage that I could find, start to finish. And I saw some good parts here and some good parts there and some film here and some film there, but I never saw one continuous expose leaving your house, going up 5, going over the coast, going up the coast, going back to 5, going to Seattle, taking the ferry across to Puget Sound by accident, coming back across, going to Mother's Day, going back across, leaving Seattle, driving back down 1 to 5, going to Mount St. Helens, going to all these places in one continuous, series. So that's what I did. I said, I'm going to do it. So it's part 1 of 33, and as you go along, we stopped at a rest stop, Shasta. We drove almost 3 hours in the middle of the night to get to Bandon. Here's some pictures of Bandon. We got lost so many times. That's why I call this the Lost RVers. This was about being lost. We went up Highway 1, Highway 1, and stopped along the way. And we went to Newport. We went to Tillamook. We stayed at places that just are crazy, like this one here. We kind of settled into this place about an hour outside of Seattle. And it was just trains all night long. Every 15 minutes, one of these babies came across. I just did stuff. We ended up going to, we got lost in Olympia, pulling into Seattle. We actually brought our trailer downtown Seattle and trying to find the fish market, Pike Street. And we found it. Unfortunately, it was the Friday before, or was it Saturday? Let's see, was this? Yeah, Saturday before Mother's Day. And they had closed down the street. Vendors were everywhere. And they were getting prepared for Mother's Day. This was like a pre-Mother's Day, big day for flower buying and all that stuff. We came down and we could not make a U-turn to get out. You'll see it. You see people turning around. We blew through the barriers. Actually, they moved them for us and they said, get the hell out of here. And we drove down. People were waving at us like we were on parade. It was fun. This is our trip on the ferry. We had no expectations of getting on the ferry. We talked about it, but the way we got on it was ridiculous. And believe me, once you get on the other side, there's not that many places to camp unless you really want to drive around. We found one, and you'll see it on this one here. We found one. It was closed, the main one. I mean, there is some camping there, but it was closed due to irrigation problems. Then my wife found one on Google. We drove 20 miles to it. It turned out to be a kiddie summer camp, and the place was just filled with playground equipment. And then we ended up at some mobile home park, and I said, let's go to Walmart. Walmart was 3 bridges and 1 toll over, and we ended up renting a room at the Oyster Inn, and did a lot of beer drinking at the local roadhouse. It was fun. We failed as campers. Then we went in the next morning. We took the ferry back without the truck and trailer, and we just did the downtown Seattle thing on Mother's Day, and it was just phenomenal. This guy's a fishmonger, street music and Starbucks everywhere. Good pictures of the Gum Wall, the most biologically hazardous place to visit, but everyone in the entire world, the entire planet, they want to make this Gum Wall their destination, and they do. But it was pretty cool. Street music, throwing fish. I got a couple pictures of those fishmongers throwing the fish. We did a rickshaw ride, saw Amazon's atriums, and if you go to Seattle, you got to do a rickshaw ride. About $1 a minute, but it's worth it. It's fun. So it's a great way of getting really great pictures. While we were there, we were at a Starbucks, not the original, the one right down the street, behind this wrought iron fence with a umbrella. You know, we're just kicking back, drinking coffee. Guy comes up, holding his neck. Now, my wife said she didn't see the blood. I thought I saw blood coming out between his fingers. But he was yelling, just walking, help me, I've been stabbed. And we're looking at each other. We couldn't get out, of course. And about 2 minutes later, if you see right there, he fell. Here, I'll show you. This one is, he fell. And I walked over there and happened to be there right after he fell. And, you know, as I was walking over there, as you see, you'll see where they washed down the blood. At about the point where the guy with the hat was on, someone started yelling, another stabbing. And I guess there was another stabbing down at the other end of the street. So some nut job was trying to ruin Mother's Day. And he did. They shut down everything. They shut down Pike's Place. People were pulling down those metal walls, you know, just to close up the street. These are the cops. That's an undercover woman, I believe. It's 10 minutes to 6, and you can hear the ambulances and police going off. And the people just kept on selling flowers. You know, just part of the life of an America. You know, terror at Pike's Place on a Mother's Day. Horrible. So we did that. We had finally found some decent food at Ivar's, right there on the wharf. You'll see it, kind of where the Ferris wheel is. On our way out of Seattle, we tried to get up to get a good shot of Mount St. Helens. Ran across this place, Bigfoot RV Resort. And I can't tell you the road, but it's on the way up to Elks Point, Vista Point. $15 a night to camp. Now, it wasn't open when we drove through, but $15 a night, and it puts you right in proximity of this, Mount St. Helens. And it's about 40 miles up. I towed my trailer up there. You may want to drop yours and just go up by car unless you're camping up there, because it's a pretty good pull straight up 40 miles to get to this point. About 5 miles further up, which I did not go, is kind of like the Trails Head, where you can get out and go down into the valley. I know some guy that's going to be doing that. Traveling Robert is going to be doing that sometime this month, I believe. I can't do it, so I didn't do it, but good luck. Beautiful, beautiful. And you just see the awesome power of nature, of what it blew down. And anyway, so I gave my wife, I was coming back out, I gave my wife the keys. First time she drove the rig at all, ever. She didn't even drive it with the Toyota Highlander. And I was just burnt out. And I said, you're going to have to drive this. Well, I didn't know we were that close to Portland. So as soon as we turned this corner, there was the bridge. She's doing 25 miles an hour. Like a baby. I mean, this is like 5 minutes after she got the key and she's going across this huge bridge. Baby, you're going to get rear-ended. So we made it. She's a great driver. She did great. We stopped at Seven Feathers Casino. As we were coming back, we hit a monsoon, an actual monsoon, to where I had to pull over for 2 hours. Now, I could have, perhaps, made the drive, but watch this.
We're going to cook some bacon and eggs.
Yeah, okay. We just got out. I think I'm trying to get out the door or something here, just to show. Look at that. I mean, I could barely move. It was just pounding. So we spent 2 hours. We cooked some bacon and eggs and took a 2-hour nap. Right? Old people take naps. We aren't that old, but we're old enough to be considered, old. Of course, it's 1,850 miles, 8-day epic road trip ends, and this was kind of on the way back. And it just shows. I have a proctologist joke at the end of this film if you want to hear one. It's funny. And so we ended the trip, and then as soon as we ended the trip, I went into the 175 RD and just kind of did a review of how everything worked, and everything worked fine except losing we lost a panel off the refrigerator outside vent. I had to use duct tape and cardboard and fixed it, but it worked okay. But without a hitch, we did fine. Then these here were the bloopers. I noticed in all the videos about every 10 seconds, I was saying to my wife, where are we? Which way do we turn? We turned the wrong way. Why are we going this way? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? So I kind of try to go through and edit out those parts, and I turned them into blooper reels, right? So there's 5 of those. Lost RVers, this, that. And they're all about being lost. This one here, Street Music, is about 8 minutes of about, I think, 5 or 6 different musicians that I caught, on the street. I love these guys. They play their hearts out and, whatever. I do have an Intex pool and chickens. And the Intex pool was my first video. It has like 5,000 hits on it. And that's what got me started. And that was just on slides. And then I did a video of it, and you got hooked. So they say, you're supposed to pick out a real specific target market. I'm not into that. I'm into videoing what I do and putting it out to other people who video what they do. And a lot of people have side hobbies. Mine happens to be, setting up a little pool in the backyard, turning it into a carnival. And I was given these 8 chickens and 1 big rooster and a turkin. And so I started an egg file on that. It's just something to do. Our 10th trip was supposed to be our number 8 trip to a Indian casino with a band or a show, and we chose Thunder Valley in Roseville, California, to watch Foreigner. And as it was a dry camp, free camping, free shuttle, and we did it. We gambled. We went to the buffet. We saw the. This is going down. I'll give you a little bit of Foreigner music. We camped for free. We took a free shuttle. We went and gambled a little bit. I won $150 and put it all back in. And then we went back to our trailer and spent the night. Saved $200 lodging. So this is Foreigner. I don't know if I can. YouTube froze. This is Cal Rootpeg doing a TV side chat trying to explain some of these videos. There it is. That's the monitor. But it was fun. It was worth it. You save $200, and that's how I figure I'm paying for the trailer. We go out once a month. You save $200 on lodging, and the trailer payment I think is $173. So we're going to be doing 1 trip a month minimally, hopefully 2. One night I walked in the backyard. That's my backyard. I put up all the umbrellas, and I created like a carnival festival around this stupid little 18-foot round swimming pool pop-up. But we have fun in it, and it's a blast. But I heard all this reggae coming from the woods, and somebody over there set up a band, and they were doing reggae from, I don't know, until at least 11. I don't know if you can hear this. And it's kind of odd.
I don't know if you guys can hear this. Coming out of the deep woods.
Yeah, it's funny to hear all this very loud music too. I didn't mind it. Some people do. To hear reggae coming out of almost pitch black. It was twilight. So I recorded it. And then our last trip right here just ended a few days ago, I guess it was. June 29th, 27th. Was back to Collins Lake. Now we were going to go to Lake Berryessa, but I went on YouTube and we were checking out the campsites, and it just didn't look that inviting. So we decided to go back to Collins Lake and try to catch a big fish. I caught a little tiny fish, threw him back in, and we spent 2 nights at Collins Lake. And this is a right before 4th of July, and this is just a 41 minute and 9 second. Wow. 19 views. It's kind of an in-depth look at Collins Lake, and again, I'm not making professionally produced videos. I'm just showing my trips from beginning, middle, and end, and trying to put some narration to kind of, keep it moving along. I don't do, I'm not the best speaker. I'm just a dude with a truck and a trailer and an RV, and that's what I do. So this is Cal Root Peg with Cal Root Peg and wife, the Lost RVers, as you can see right there. Sorry for the... And if you can, subscribe. We're going to be doing trip number 12. We've already picked it out. They kind of come at you and you just take them. We're going to go up to a place called Sierra City. It's right in the smack in the middle of gold mining country for a wine. I don't know, some kind of, my wife and her friends, we just follow. They have a Class A, so we just follow them. Some kind of wine gig going on up there, so we're going to spend 2 nights up there and try to do some fishing, drinking some wine. About 2 hours away, middle of the Sierras, a little gold mine in town, still operable, and that's part of our life up here. We're in gold country. We buy our groceries with gold dust, buy gas with gold dust. We don't really, but we could. So anyway, Cal Root Peg with Cal Root Peg and wife, known as Lost RVers, just bringing you this 21-minute expose on not Fireside, the TV side chat explaining my videos. And I hope you follow us until the next few trips are in the bag. We'll end this with a thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I bid you adieu, and we will see you again soon, like in the next 2 weeks on the road. Check out my egg file, my pool file, my Catalina Isle file, my Strange Thing file, and check out the 7 trips with the Toyota if you're a small car RV tower, because it may give you some kind of clue as what you're going to be up to. So again, Cal Root Peg and wife, known as Lost RVers. We'll see you on the road real soon. Bye.